So men's wellness check. This one was a pretty cool story. I just finished up my coursework in EMT, and so we had our final, and we had about 20 people in our class, but a lot of them, as they finished, they just took off, and that was that. But there was probably about 7 of us, I would say, who stuck around, and we knew by the order of last person going back to the first in which order our individual test scores would be announced. They didn't just announce them all at once. Our instructor said that they would be on our canvas, which is like our communications, or we could stick around. So again, this small group of guys decided to stick around, and we were already kind of tight because we'd gone through this. And you guys know what that's like. If you've gone through something with your team, with your family, coworkers, neighbors, you name it. When there's that thing that you go through together, it's very specific to that group. You can explain it to other people. Other people may have gone through it and understand, but it's very specific when it's that group of people you went through it with. So we're sitting, waiting, and the first 2 scores drop and they're fails. And so the rest of us are sitting at, looking at you like, holy cow. Now, one of the guys who failed was in that group with us. And it was just like, man, if he failed, because he took good notes and he was doing good on his test and everything, if he failed, what are the rest of us doing? So we sat and just waited for each one of us. Like nobody got their score and took off. And as the next score dropped, the guy passed, people were clapping, got up, handshakes, hugs, all that. And we did that through each person. Through each person. Now, we felt bad for the guy who failed, but the point was that we were there to not just celebrate the passing of the grade, but kind of the finishing of the course. The passing was certainly the great part, but we also gave our condolences to the guy who didn't pass, because he was going to have to come back the next day and retake the test, which is a blessing in itself. But it was a good feeling because, again, there's this tight knit group, 7 people out of 20, who decided that they were going to stay and support each other. And it wasn't like, hey, we're all guys, so we're just going to stick it out. People left of both genders, and it just happened to be us guys stuck it out. If a girl would have, stayed, or a woman would have stayed, it may not be a men's wellness check, but it certainly still could be, because she was there supporting men as well as men supporting her. So it kind of works out. But as we were sitting, waiting, very nervous energy in the room, very nervous energy, because nobody wanted to be the next one to fail. You finish tests like that and you're very uncertain. Did I get all that right? And so we were talking about, hey, what about this question and that scenario? What you get? Oh, I'd put the other one because I thought this. So we were going through it. So again, the support and just keeping each other in that wellness check, that we didn't let the one guy who failed go, down a rabbit hole of despair. Hey, man, you got this, blah, blah, blah. And for the others who passed, it was, confirmations and validations of, man, your hard work, it paid off. And that's it's such a true statement. So it was a good feeling, and it was a good feeling to go through. And as we were sitting there talking, we were talking about other things. We're talking about life and all these other things. And I just found it to be amazing, because as I got to know these guys, they've all gone through some different things, or are going through different things. There's a few of us that are fathers. Some of them are younger guys. Some of them are just here for college. They're living out of state. They're going through like different things. So we all were able just to talk to each other, hear each other, find common grounds. And that's an important part, whether we're divided necessarily by like age demographic, economic bracket, single, like your relationship status, your parental status, all of those things went out the window, because for that moment we were a group of men waiting for test scores for a course that we all took together. And so for that, we were all just students, students of different walks for sure, but it was a beautiful thing. So I don't know. I was so proud of that moment, not only to see these guys pass, and even how the guy who failed, how he took it. Of course, he didn't want to be the one who failed, and he was that close. But the point was, he didn't rant and rave. He didn't bring down anybody else's stuff. He got up and handshakes and hugs and things like that when it came to the other people. So it shows. It shows how people can come together and support one another in passing, failing, tragedy, triumph, all of those things. So I don't know. I just wanted to share that story. I thought it was a good one. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Have you been through something like that? I would imagine most people have. Again, if you've been in a situation like that, whether, I don't know, you had a corporate sales team, you were on the football team or any other sports team, if you were in the military, police, fire, even if, like, I've been in groups when I was a busboy years ago. And shout out to the food service people, because it was something I was never good at. Not because of my personality, just because I just never got it, never balanced stuff right. But I digress. But when that lunch, dinner, holiday rush is coming, and you guys got to work together like a well-oiled machine, from getting the order back there, the staff, the chefs, the cooks, and getting it back out and getting it served, and the bussers coming and cleaning the tables and all that stuff, the maitre d', the host, all of that stuff. It's got to go flawlessly when it comes to hitting those rushes. So you know what it's like. So it can be on multiple levels as to understanding what that's like to be part of a group. For this class was not that long, but again, it had a lot of intensity. So it kind of forced that we, not forced, but it allowed that we would turn to each other and talk about, wow, this class is a lot. This is a lot of, yeah, it is. This is a lot of heavy information in a short amount of time. And so that's kind of, I think, how we really bonded together, because the pressure of the course, like you got a lot of chapters to read. Now you got a quiz on it, or now you got an exam. Now it's midterms and all of these things. So you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm just rambling at this point, but it just felt good, so I wanted to share it. But I'd love to hear yours, any scenario that you've been in, something like that. Leave it in the comments. Your ace up the sleeve advice, comment, experience, would love to hear it. And as always, I hope this finds everybody in your place, pursuit, or beginnings of total health, mind, body, and soul. Peace, love, unity, solidarity. And again, here's where the videos will pop up. You can subscribe and see other videos. And don't forget to subscribe, because they're free. And who doesn't like free things? Share it with your friends. They'll want free stuff too. See ya.